Conservation is not just about awareness, but it's also about safeguarding by acknowledging we as people, as human beings, what is enough for us. Sometimes we are too greedy. As a human race, we are too greedy that we actually encroach on these parks, and that puts so much pressure on the wildlife that we actually don't know about. So we do it out of ignorance, and when we do things out of ignorance, then that means you've not learned anything at all. That you have not been educated upon. You have not been educated upon what is in these parks, not just Bwindi. So coming here and venturing, you are curing the spirit of ignorance. You're actually learning now what is in this park, which now enables us as human beings to take that message to those who have not been here. For example, if you look at Rwenzori was never called Rwenzori, it was called Renjura, meaning the mountain of rain. But because the Europeans, the Italians, when they came here and they named that peak after their queen Margherita, they couldn't pronounce Renjura, so they called it Rwenzori. Renjura in Rutoro means mountain of rain. So it rains there all the time. These are things that our people in Uganda, most people don't know. Queen Elizabeth National Park was formerly known as Kazinga National Park. So there is a spirit of heritage that we must implore, not just within this group here, but also out there as well. So that is conservation. Tourism is all about what you are showcasing. It's a product. Bwindi National Park is a product that you can't find anywhere else in the world. So we must guard our products and showcase them off with a lot of pride. Thank you. Thank you.
You never predict their direction. They just choose any direction and then they can move towards that. So that is called the gorilla. That's why this gorilla is feeding them. They want to walk down. So normally they take the leaves and then they can peel it and take the back.
I've been impressed with the conservation efforts here in Bwindi. I think in 1991 the population was 300 gorillas, but now I think in recent years it has gone up to 459 gorillas now, the current population. So there's been an increase, and we can only hope for more, and we can only hope to conserve these animals because they play a crucial role in the biodiversity that is in this park. It's been a good experience. I'd like to thank the management of Bwindi National Park for an amazing tour of their biodiversity, especially the mountain gorillas that are in this park. I'm very much encouraged by the growing numbers and how they are tolerable of human presence. So once again, it is sad that we're leaving, but at least we have gone away with some experiences and some good takeaways, and I encourage the rest of the country, Ugandans, to come and visit and see what they have in their backyard.
I'm by the names of Akampura Osbat, currently working as an assistant head guide, Bohoma, and under Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. We always come early in the morning at 7 o'clock. Then we receive visitors. We check their permits, and then after checking the permits, we take them to the briefing center. We call the women. We have the community members. So when it reaches 7:30, then those community members come and then entertain visitors.
Bwindi is one of the 10 amazing national parks that we have got in the country, and it was gazetted as a national park in the year 1991. In the year 1993, we started offering tourism activities. In the year 1994, this place was inscribed into the World Heritage Sites list. We also offer a special experience known as the Gorilla Habituation Experience. This is when tourists come and take part in the exercise of taming mountain gorillas to get used to human beings. The habituation exercise always takes us a period of 2 to 3 years to have a gorilla family fully habituated. Bwindi is famously known for being the home of the mountain gorillas. Therefore, the ultimate gorilla tracking experience becomes the major tourism product here. This activity is never a one-man activity. We do it as a team. We have also got a team of armed staffs, rangers who carry guns. We come with them purposely for safety reasons. We have got a special team of support staff, commonly known as porters. These are ladies and gentlemen from the neighboring communities. They come here early in the morning and wait for whoever will ask for their service. They are capable of offering 2 major services. They are capable of carrying your backpack while giving a handful or a push. That is purposely aimed at making your tracking very easy. The minimum payment for that service is at $20 US or an equivalent to that in Ugandan currency. The maximum depends on how you appreciate their service. They have also got a special service that they offer known as the African helicopter. This is a stretcher. In case you find out that you want to also take on the hike, feel free to notify your respective lead guide. He or she will be positioned to make arrangements for the African helicopter. The team will come and carry you to the gorillas and bring you back here. The minimum payment for that service is at $300 US. The maximum still depends on how you appreciate the service.
My name is Edward. I'm a nurse working with Bwindi Community Hospital. In the unlikely events as you go for mountain gorilla tracking, we bring you an assurance that you will be competent hands of skilled rangers whom we have trained and provided skills in giving first aid, and they will also be carrying first aid kits with them.
After the short briefing, then the head guide distributes groups. Currently here in Buhoma, we have 7 groups. So we distribute them according to the gorilla groups. Like we have Habinyanja gorilla group, we have Rushegura gorilla group.
Rushegura. Petras, 2 people of great place. Rushegura.
Then Kavuyo was the trouble causer. So he's the second in command. And we have Ukundo, means love, adult female. So this is the adult female, adult female, adult female. Abuche means raising. We have a newborn baby in this family who is not on this chapter.
Then after visitors knowing which group they are going to, then there are some groups which start from the visitor center. Then there are other groups where we have to drive. So after that, then we give them those groups. Then they start hiking, or others start driving. Then they go to gorillas, to where the locations of gorillas can be found.
My name is Cavton Ochor. I work as a ranger guide here in Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, based in Buhoma, the park headquarters. Looking at the gorilla classification, we have got 2 species of gorillas. We have the eastern gorillas and the western gorillas. And each species has got 2 subspecies, whereby the western gorillas are subdivided into western lowland gorillas and the cross river gorillas. The western lowland gorillas are found in Central African Republic, Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, Angola, Gabon, and the western part of the DRC. The cross river gorillas are only found along the border of Nigeria and Cameroon. Then when you also look at the eastern gorillas, they are also subdivided into two, whereby we have the gravas gorillas, which are sometimes referred to be the eastern lowland gorillas, which are only found in the eastern part of the Republic of Congo. Then we have the mountain gorillas that live in Uganda, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo in two ecosystems. That is Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, entirely in Uganda, and the Great Virunga Massif ecosystem. The Virunga Massif ecosystem, it's an ecosystem that straddles along the border of 3 countries, forming a national park in each country. In Uganda, we have got Mugahinga Gorilla National Park. In Rwanda, there is Volcanoes National Park. And in Congo, there is Virunga National Park. So those are the 3 national parks that form the Virunga Massif ecosystem. When you look at the population of mountain gorillas specifically in these 2 ecosystems, in reference to the gorilla population census that was conducted in year 2018, the current population stands at 1,063. But that total is as per the census time, whereby 459 individuals were seen living here in Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. Then 604 individuals were seen living in the Virunga Massif ecosystem, meaning that the 604 live across the 3 countries in 3 respective national parks that have just talked about. Gorillas live in families, and they form different types of families that they live in, and each family contains different categories of individuals. Looking at the types of families that gorillas live in, gorillas form what we call heterosexual families or multi-male families. These are families which are comprised of more than 1 silverback, and they always come into existence after the growth of the young male individuals. When they grow old, develop the silver hair, and they accept to live a submissive life under the leadership of the alpha male or the dominant silverback. The best example of that kind of a family is Rushagora family here in Buhoma. We have got Abinyanja family also here in Buhoma sector. Then the other type of family that gorillas live in, it's what we call a 1 male family. These are families which are comprised of only 1 silverback. But these kinds of families are said to be more prone to disintegration, so they are not long lasting. Because in case of anything going wrong with the alpha male, say for instance he dies, sustains some injuries, he grows old, females will be left vulnerable and secure, no one to protect them, making it easy for other silverbacks to come and take away some of the females. Then the other type of family that they live in, it's what we call an all-male type of family or non-reproductive family. These are rarely observed, but they also do exist. And the best example of a family that has ever been a non-reproductive family is Bwesa family in the southern part of Bwindi in the Rushaga sector. Looking at the ways through which gorillas form up families. Gorillas form up families in different ways. One of them is through fissioning or splitting. This is common within heterosexual families. In a heterosexual family, it's only the alpha male who can freely mate with all the females. However, when the young males grow old, develop the silver hair, they now bring in competition for mates, which will eventually result into frequent fights for dominancy. So after a number of unsuccessful attempts for the subordinate male to fight and take over the leadership of the family, the subordinate male will now decide to move away with some of those females who are loyal to him, who are friendly to him. Gorillas in these kinds of families are fond of having what we call sneaked mating. Mating between the young silverbacks with the females without the consent of the alpha male. So when they fail to fight and take over the leadership, they can decide to move away. The best example of a family that came into existence out of fissioning, it's called Rushegura family. Rushegura family came into existence in the year 2002 after it fissioned out from the great Habinyanja family. Habinyanja family had 3 silverbacks, that is Mugurusi, Mwirima, and Gwansigasi. So Mwirima disagreed with Mugurusi, then he moved away with some females to form the Rushegura family. So that is one way they form up families. Then the other way through which they form up families is through transfer of females. Female individuals are believed to switch families throughout the rest of their entire lifetime. And sometimes they end up transferring to the solitary silverbacks, silverbacks which are moving alone, hence giving them room to form up their own families. Then the other way through which they form up families is through the emerger or the come together of subordinate males. When subordinate males from a heterosexual family fail to live together with the alpha male, they can decide to move away and start living their own life. But these kinds of families are not long lasting because the males can easily gang up together, fight whatever family they come across, then they grab some females, hence becoming heterosexual in nature. Then when you look at the family sizes, a gorilla family size is estimated to range from 2 individuals, averagely 12, and here in Bwindi, in records, the largest family ever been observed had 36 members with 7 silverbacks. But later on, that family had to fission to form several other families, and that is in 2010 is when that family started fissioning, and the family is still in existence, but now it has only 1 silverback. The family is called Inshonji family, which is also found in the southern part of Bwindi in the Rushaga sector. So that's about family formations. So when you look at the age groupings of individuals that you can find in a gorilla family, we have infants or babies. A gorilla is referred to be an infant right from the time of birth up to the age of 4 years. And such individuals have to survive under the help, the guidance of their mothers. Even when it's time for nesting, the baby shares a night nest with his or her mother. Then from the age of 4 years up to the age of 6 years, they are referred to be juveniles. Juveniles, these are individuals which are independent of themselves. They can survive alone. Even though the mother dies, the juveniles can survive. They are now already living an independent life. Then from the age of 6 to 8 years, they are referred to be sub-adult individuals. And for the case of females, at the age of 6 to 8 years, that is the age at which they become sexually active. But they undergo what we refer as to adolescent infertility, a period at which one is capable of mating but not in position to conceive. Then from the age of 8 years and above, in case of females, they are now referred to be mature females who can potentially mate, be in position to conceive for their first pregnancy. Then in case of males, from the age of 8 years to 12 years, they are referred to be blackbacks. Blackbacks, these are young males which are premature, but they are under the transition process to become silverbacks, to become mature males. Then from the age of 12 to 15 years, for the males, that is the age at which they develop major signs of maturity, which include developing the silver hair on the back, which gives them the name silverback. What you need to note is that all male individuals develop the silver hair on the back as a sign of maturity. The other sign of maturity that is developed by males is the sagittal crest. Males develop a long sagittal crest above the head as a sign of maturity. Then they also go ahead develop a bare chest. That is also the other sign of maturity developed by males. And at that age, we refer them to be young silverbacks who are just changing to develop the silver hair. Then from the age of 15 years and above, we refer them mature silverbacks who can now potentially fight, gain the leadership of the family and be capable of leading a gorilla family. So that is about the age groupings of these individuals.
I also want us to look at the feeding behavior. The gorillas are 99% vegetarians. These animals are fond of feeding on ants, which they extract from dead wood. When they are moving and they come across a water stream, these animals can drink. And they drink in various ways. They dip the arm into water. Then they start licking off the water that remains hanging on the fur. That is one way they drink. The other way they drink, they can scoop the water with their hands. The way we do it sometimes. Then the other way, they can dip the mouth into water, the way the cows, the goats do it. So those are the three major ways these animals drink, but they do not necessarily move in search for water.
Mostly looking at the mating behavior. I've just said that female individuals become sexually active at the age of 6 to 8 years. At the age of 8 years, 9 years, one can potentially mate and be in position to conceive for the first pregnancy. The gestation period, it's always 8.5 months to 9 months. And usually females give birth to one baby. However, cases of birth of twins have equally been recorded. Though it sounds a little bit unfortunate that whenever one gives birth to twins, one of the babies may not make it to life. Reason being, from the time of birth up to the age of 6 months, babies survive exclusively through the mother's breast milk. So you find that the mother may not be in position to produce enough milk that can sustain the survival of the two infants. So one of them may starve to death. Then a female gorilla, it's estimated to potentially give birth to 4 to 6 babies throughout her entire lifetime. This is as a result of the long birth interval. These animals have got a long, though it sounds a little bit unfortunate that whenever one gives birth to twins, one of the babies may not make it to life. Reason being, from the time of birth up to the age of 6 months, babies survive exclusively through the mother's breast milk. So you find that the mother may not be in position to produce enough milk that can sustain the survival of the two infants. And usually females give birth to one baby. However, cases of birth of twins have equally been recorded. Though it sounds a little bit unfortunate that whenever one gives birth to twins, one of the babies may not make it to life. Reason being, from the time of birth up to the age of 6 months, babies survive exclusively through the mother's breast milk. So you find that the mother may not be in position to produce enough milk that can sustain the survival of the two infants. My humble appeal to the Ugandans watching, to the East Africans watching, is that I kindly request you to come and explore Bwindi. Come and visit these animals by yourself. It's better to experience than to be told. Thank you so much.
So I take the chance to welcome you back from the tracking and I congratulate you upon the hike to and from the gorillas. It was an amazing hike. We are from tracking the Museveni family and we saw the silverback, we saw the females, the juvenile and the babies. And here are tracking certificates that I'm going to forward to you, a sign that you've managed to reach gorillas and come back well. I ask you to carry them home, and once you go home, you can frame them and display them on the walls and share them on media platforms. And when people have a look at them, share the memories of this experience and send us more people to come and do this. I take the chance to congratulate Lisa. Great thanks goes to Penny Williams. And this goes to Lucy. This is Sue Hadley. And then Karen. Thank you very much. So this next brings us to the end of the day. All wish you a journey masses, and please, when you reach back home, tell people about Uganda, tell them about Bwindi and the border tracking experience, and send us more people come and do this. Otherwise, we are done for the day. Thank you very much.
We had the professional help from the trackers, the guides, everybody. It was just amazing. I felt that we were very well looked after and safe, but seeing the gorillas in their environment, looking so healthy and just having their breakfast was, I'll never forget it. It was the most amazing thing ever. I didn't know what to expect. I just was hoping that I would see one gorilla, not 7 or whatever, and also a baby. It was unbelievable. So it exceeded my expectations. It's a testament to your country that the forest is in such great condition, the animals are looked after, everybody works together to keep this very, very good environment going and replenishing itself, and, you know, increasing the number of gorillas and keeping all the animals out of the communities so they can continue to live in harmony. I think it's amazing. The guys who make the noise, the hoolas, the hooters, yeah, they are also amazing at keeping the communities safe, and we're very impressed with what Uganda is doing everywhere. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back with my husband, maybe my family. Yeah, no, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time.
Today was magical. It was just incredible to be at one with the gorillas and nature and to see such a special part of Uganda. I hope that we'd see a troop of gorillas, maybe from a great distance, and be able to watch them doing some of their daily activities. And then we saw 8 gorillas all together like a big family and eating and engaging, and it was just incredible. I think that Uganda is leading the world in how to look after wildlife that is precious, and you should be very proud of your country and of your ability to make this happen. I would say run, don't walk. Be in a hurry to come and see the gorillas because they're very special. I think the primates, the chimpanzees, monkeys, gorillas are all interesting because they're so close to humans as in nature, but also animals that we don't get to see in Australia and New Zealand, the elephants and the warthogs and the hippos. All those things are interesting because we don't have those animals.